Hi guys, welcome or welcome back. My name is Elaine and today I'll be going over all the things I bought in October. Alright, so we'll start off with the clothes, I guess. So I did 2 orders this month of clothes. I actually don't often buy brand new clothing. I get a lot of my clothes through the Real or Crossroads, which is a San Francisco Bay Area sort of like consignment thrift store. I'm just a huge fan of buying clothes secondhand. You know, there's already so much clothing out there in the world, and I don't have particularly fashionable, trendy tastes. I go mostly for basics, but I did splurge on a couple of new clothing items this month. First off was this Everlane sweater. So if you haven't followed my blog in the past, I've been writing a blog at fairlycurated.com for the last 10 years. My big break, I guess you could say, was with Everlane reviews. So I did get my first sort of affiliate network, earnings and sort of Google search rankings with Everlane. So they always have a little bit of special place in my heart. Yes, they did have that fallout in 2020. If you're not familiar, I did watch this very good YouTube video about it. So check it out here. I'll link it below. So I probably haven't purchased anything for at least several years. And actually my last purchase is this white sweater, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But I do actually have at this point, maybe like $100, $200 left in Everlane credit, thanks to those influencer days. When I saw that they had their, I think, friends and family sale, 30% off, I did decide to go for this black sweater. It's the merino wool felted half zip, and I did buy it because I have the same one in white. So this one is at least several years old. And as you can see, this is their old Everlane tag. And, it does have quite a bit of pilling. I depill it maybe once at the end of every season. But yes, I do have to say, just off of feel alone, this black one does feel a little bit thinner. It is, a newer style. I wouldn't be surprised if in the last 2 years they've kind of changed it up a little bit so that the knit quality isn't as good. I do also notice the sleeves are a little bit different, but I actually like the sleeves on this black one. It's a little more roundish, it's cute at the end, and versus this one has the cuff. Yeah, we'll see how this wears, at the end of the season. We'll see how the black survives. But yes, I've been in love with this white one for a long time. It's actually one of my most worn sweaters. So I thought, might as well give the black one a try. And so yeah, we'll see. And the second clothing purchase was from Uniqlo this past month. I got this top. This is from the J.W. Anderson line. It is a cropped version of a sort of like Oxford shirt. I got this, and I got it also in the black color. I actually really like JWA for Uniqlo. So I do think Uniqlo in general, their quality is not bad. Of course, they're still fast fashion. They're cranking out a ton of products. So I don't shop with them regularly, but I would say probably once a year. So those were the clothing purchases for this month. And then if you saw my unboxing, I did unbox both this Songmont Your bowling bag, mini bowling bag, and my, Toolbox 20 in the color Glycine. I am really in that pastel moment, as you can see. I've basically been using this bag nonstop since I got it. I feel kind of bad for my Toolbox 26 here because I used it once, I think, and it was a little big, a little heavy. And by the time the strap and the organizer for the 26 came in, I already had the 20 and I started using that basically nonstop. Pretty much every day except the days it rains. As you can see, I have all my stuff in here. This is my go-to bag. I just really find it super convenient to use, and it's like the perfect size too, honestly. It fits everything and also has a shoulder strap, a canvas shoulder strap that's very, very comfortable for my shoulder. I find that I don't have any sort of shoulder pain when I carry this bag for long periods of time. Unfortunately, I have not been using, honestly, this mini bowling bag as much. I could say it's the color, but I'm using this pastel right now. I definitely plan to. It is on the smaller side. So I also did get the strap, the third-party strap from Etsy, as well as a Zoomoni organizer for inside my toolbox 26. You know, I did put these orders in before I got my 20, before I knew I was even going to buy a 20. So unfortunately, I haven't really been using it. But I mean, this is great if you need a bag that's a little bit bigger. I definitely plan to keep this, especially since I've sold my Birkin 35. That's also in this black with palladium hardware colorway. And then I also did order some things from The RealReal this month. So I'll show it to you here. I've already unboxed it, but you know, for the channel, I guess. And this is the Shandong ring. I'll put the full name below. I actually saw this on my client advisor in Hawaii, and she, I think, had the gold one, and it was really beautiful. It shines really nicely under, you know, those jewelry lights. But I also thought it was like just a beautiful, simple design. I like that it lays pretty flat to the finger, so you know it doesn't stick out, doesn't snag. And I'm just a huge fan of the Shandong motif in general. And so a little quick story behind this ring. I converted some of my sales at The RealReal. So I sold some things at The RealReal, and I usually just take a direct deposit into my account. But I saw a couple bags in the inventory that I was very interested in. So for the month of October, I decided to change it into store credit instead of a direct deposit. If you do change it to store credit, you get an extra 5% cash back or credit back. So, you know, your money goes a little bit further. And unfortunately, I also decided to wait for their buy more, earn more promotion. So basically on the 15th of each month-ish, right when your credit kicks in, they'll have a promotion most months, not every month, where if you spend over a certain amount, you'll get a credit for the next month, which also usually kicks in around the 15th of the next month. So it's like if you spend more than $250, you get $40 in credit for next month. So yeah, so I waited. Sadly for us on the West Coast, those people on the East Coast, when they're on top of it, they're on top of it. It basically sold out before I could get a chance to buy for both bags. So one was the Hermes Verot bag, which is sort of the one that looks like a bathroom stall lock. I thought that was really interesting. They had one in green ostrich, which was like really beautiful for $5,000, which is a lot, but like those Verot bags on their own go for around $10,000, and I'm sure an ostrich one's like even above that. So I was like, that's a great deal. Sniped. So, you know, going down the list of things that I want was this ring, and I really did want this ring, and I've been wearing it fairly consistently since I got it, so it's not a bad thing that I did get it. I also did get this pearl bracelet. I actually watched this like YouTube video about pearls, and then I was like, I could go for a pearl bracelet. I really like this one because the clasp on it is bead itself. I think this one was fairly affordable. I think it was like $125, which is another tip. If you're looking for non-branded jewelry, especially since, you know, gold prices are up right now and you want to invest, put your money in something that is jewelry. The RealReal does have a good selection of jewelry. All of their items are tested for both purity, and their gemstones are tested as well. Every single item goes through a GIA specialist. Even when you sell it in the store, you are working with a GIA specialist. So I have full confidence that their jewelry is the real deal. I would recommend checking them out if you're interested in unbranded jewelry. And then last but not least, I did get another Hermes item from Brandier this month. Did not unbox this for YouTube, just sort of like a practical thing for myself. I did get this green wallet. The color is called Vert Jade. This is the Azap silken wallet, and actually I already have my stuff in here. I've actually started using it because I'm using this as a replacement for my red Azap wallet. So I actually also got this on Brandier, but this one is an older model. So everything is sort of the same except for the pull tab here. So the pull tab, as you can see on the newer models, they're all made of Barenia leather. While this one, I think it might have been one of the first iterations. It is made out of the silk twill, the same silk that is inside the wallet. I actually really like this compact wallet. I find it super useful, super easy to use. It has 4 card slots on each side and a gusset along with a coin case where I usually stuff a little bit of cash. This one's from 2022. I feel like Japanese people do change their wallets quite often. Like they don't wait for it to get sort of like this dingy or gross. I mean, this one's not terrible. The only reason why I switched it out is because this tab here is starting to come off. And yes, I could just grab it by the zipper, but I do like having this very generous pull tab. I did talk to an Hermes client advisor about, you know, changing out this pull tab, but I'm kind of like, I mean, is it worth it? The wallet itself is still very solid. It's a very good wallet. I think I bought this one for around $300 because it was fairly old. And then I did get this one for about $600, $700-ish. In between that because I did have to pay tariffs. So about, I was closer to $700 for sure. Actually more, over $700, maybe $725. Yeah, $725. Right now these retail for, it depends on which stock, but the older stock is at $12.50. They had some really cute colors too. But the new ones, and I'm talking about online, are $13.75. So $1,375. So I got this for a little bit, I mean, almost half off, not quite, because of the tariffs. But it's in gorgeous shape. Both are made of Epsom. And as you can see, as the Epsom ages, it will start having these like little scratch marks here from the wear and tear. So yeah, I think that's it for October. So we are actually in November now when I filmed this, and so I did already buy a couple things in November. I'll wait for that reveal for next month. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.